All right, Brandon Land here with Runners Feed Uncut. Our first episode, I'm here with Lanni Marchant, one of Canada's toughest runners and my hometown chum, who recently represented Canada in Japan and is fresh off 2 wins in February. We'll get back to those races in a minute, but if you could tell us what it was like growing up with 6 siblings. I had one and found that exhausting. So.
It was pretty crazy at times. The first 5 of us are fairly close in age, so I don't know how my mom handled it because we were pretty wild. Kind of settled down, I guess, for the last 2, but
Yeah.
definite craziness, competitiveness. That's kind of how I got into running. Was my younger sister kind of started before me, and I kind of stole that from her, I guess.
Training with you a few years ago, I know you're probably one of the world's best pool runners or aqua joggers, but you've been recently pretty healthy for the last little while. Is there anything you would attribute that to?
I switched up how I cross train. Like when I was down here in Tennessee, we were in the pool a lot, and then we'd swim or aqua jog every morning, and then run every afternoon.
Yeah.
And we didn't really focus a lot on actual strength work. Like we were always told to do our abs and stretch, but aside from that, there wasn't a lot of focus on core conditioning and strength work. Mainly, I think, because Coach thought we got a lot of that from the pool, which I'm sure we did. But towards my last couple of years down here, and then since I've been in law school, I've really focused on getting a trainer when my finances allow it, and getting into the gym at least once a week, and have someone just kick my butt all over the place, doing squats, going back to my figure skating background and doing a lot of plyometric work. I just think it's kind of balanced out my muscle structure a lot better.
So I guess for some of our runners who live in the sun all year round, you were in Michigan all winter, right?
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about running through winter after being in the South for a little while?
Well, when I first finished down here in Tennessee, I went up to Ottawa to start law school, and that was probably the worst shock to my system ever in my life. I became a fair weather runner in Ottawa, where I only ran in the warm weather, and then in the winters I was on stationary bikes or doing whatever weird classes at the gym I could find. Running in Michigan the last 2 years has been quite a bit better. I don't know if it's just that I've toughened up a bit and gotten used to the northern winters again, but I was able to get outside. My goal this winter was to run more than I didn't, and I met that goal. I ran almost every day this winter. There was a couple days where I went out and went to the pool, or would at least get in on the treadmill for a couple miles and call it a day. But I definitely am not a fan of the snow, and will do everything I can in the rest of my life to avoid running in it.
Fair enough. I think when we met up in Hawaii, I guess that was 2 or 3 weeks ago now, so you had the opportunity to run the Great Aloha Run. It's one of my favorite races. 27,000 people. You're the first female to cross the line. Can you tell us a little bit about your time in Hawaii and if it's a place that you'd love to go back to?
Hawaii was amazing. Like, it was my weather, definitely. The humidity and heat, that's kind of where I feel at home. It was a quick trip because my flights kind of got a little bit sketchy getting out there. But it was amazing. The race was amazing. I think I mentioned when I was being interviewed after, it was just the lines of people along the sides of the roads. And then you even mentioned that there was less people there. It was either you or David that mentioned there was less people there than should have been. And I couldn't believe that I guess 2 buses missed the pickups of students. So we had fewer cheers out there than we were supposed to. But I would definitely go back to Hawaii. When I was studying for part of my bar last week, I was looking up what scores you have to get to practice in Hawaii. Oh gosh.
So you mentioned the bar. You're in law school. You're what, like a few months away from finishing? Is that right?
Yeah, I graduate this May. So finally, it'll be 9 years since I graduated high school, and I've been in school every single one of them. So I'm pretty much ready to be done and not have to crack a school book for a while.
Yeah, I bet. I know you got the marathon debut in Ottawa May 29th.
Yeah, I'm going to first do the half marathon championships in Montreal in April.
Cool.
And then my first marathon, will be in Ottawa at the end of May. So I'm starting to build up my mileage and try and maintain the streak of injury-free training that I've got going right now, knock on wood. So it'll be interesting to see how I can up my mileage and train for it, but stay healthy and have fun with it still too.
Cool. All right. Thanks for being a good sport, Lanni, and thanks for being our first interview at Runners Feed Uncut. And look forward to keeping an eye on you around the Bay and in Ottawa and in the future. So thanks again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.